Welcome to the emerging cybersec professional at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Trust, Tech, and Tenacity, Navigating Data Protection. We have with us Gaurav Choudhry, Senior Manager Governance, Risk and Compliance at Tata 1MG, a certified data protection officer and a seasoned cybersecurity leader with over 15 years of experience, including a distinguished tenure in the Indian Air Force. Gaurav's journey spans cyber law, risk governance, data protection frameworks, and cross sector compliance from military discipline to corporate strategy. With deep expertise in the DPDP Act, ISO 27001, TPRM, and audit ecosystems, he brings clarity, structure, and a sense of mission to every digital challenge. Tune in as we unravel the human side of cybersecurity and the powerful mindset behind Gaurav's trusted leadership. So, welcome Gaurav to this coffee conversation.
Thank you, Abir. Thank you for inviting me on this platform. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, let me explain you. There will be three rounds: professional journey, personal, and a surprise rapid fire where you will meet the hot seat. And here's the inspiration: is your organized cyber healthy? Which will help you. It's all about cyber healthy karna, but on securing your MS Office documents and PDF documents through from metadata.
Okay, that's good. Cool.
So, friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Corner, legal tech evangelist at Prime Info Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startup SMEs with world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So, my first question, Gaurav. You have had an extensive journey from the Indian Air Force to leading cyber risk and compliance at Tata 1MG. What inspired this transition and how has the journey been?
I've served as a cybersecurity officer with Indian Air Force, and my transition, I must say, from IAF to cybersecurity and compliance was basically driven by a desire to continue serving the society, but in a different way. Or a new way. In IAF, where core basically was security and discipline, in what all thing we did, moving into the cybersecurity domain felt like a natural evolution, and from basically protecting the nation's skies to safeguarding the digital ecosystem, critical digital ecosystem. Uh, is like applying the same principles, integrity, vigilance, and adaptability to protect the people in today's digital world. That is a natural evolution, I must say.
Beautiful, sir. So, let's dive in deep into the conversation. Gaurav, can you explain how third party risk management, TPRM, is becoming increasingly crucial in today's interconnected business environment?
TPRM, third party risk management, is becoming very critical and crucial nowadays. As we know that organization today share a lot of they basically rely on vendors, partners, service providers, where they have the access to their systems and data and lot of other things, and this interconnectedness basically increases the exposure to cybersecurity risk, to compliance risk, and operational security risk. And an effective third party risk management uh, basically ensure that these third party relationships are assessed properly, monitored, and I must say managed proactively, which ensures safeguarding the organization from any potential data breaches, regularity, and uh, basically penalties and disruption arising out of these external or third parties.
Wow. So, Gaurav, you have managed cross functional security teams. What's your approach to aligning tech, legal, and operations under a unified data governance strategy?
So, my approach in cross functional collaboration within different teams is very pretty simple. I just basically start by establishing a shared vision that governance is not just a tick box kind of thing, or it is not just a compliance need, but it is a business enabler. And I generally translate these regulatory and governance complex requirements, sometimes it is complex, into a practical and actionable controls or data that each functions understands. So I think ultimately it's about fostering the ownership, simplifying the complex requirements, and aligning everybody, each and every stakeholders, basically towards towards protecting data as a critical organization asset. So that is my way of doing the aligning the cross-functional teams.
Wow. So, Gaurav, what are the most common misconception organizations have about data protection?
So there are so what I have come across till now is basically that it is the data protection is an IT requirement. That is the first and very common misconception we'll find across the organization. And other thing which I came across is that people think that it is basically for it is a one time effort or one time implementation is enough, which actually is not. And thirdly, which I feel is people think that using cloud providers automatically ensures the data protection to a company. So I think these are the two three misconceptions which I came across recently. I've faced a lot of I've personally seen people hearing a lot of these kind of misconceptions basically.
Wow. So, Gaurav, having worked in both public and private sectors, what are the key differences in handling cybersecurity and compliance across these domains?
I, being part of the public and private sector, so worked with both of them, and was quite fortunate enough to learn both these systems. So major difference is basically the priorities, the pace in which the work happens, and the risk appetite. So, in wherein the public sector cybersecurity and compliance are deeply driven by the national security, the strict protocols, and minimal risk tolerance, and with decisions often layered through the hierarchy, which is already there in the organization. Wherein in the private sector, yes, compliance is a critical requirement, and but there is a strong focus on the business agility, customer trust, innovation, and it basically in a private sector requires more flexible risk based approaches, and which balance the yes, faster decision making is an important part, and balancing the security with growth.
Wow. So, Gaurav, AI is impacting everywhere. How is AI impacting for G- GRC, governance, risk and compliance, and data privacy? And how do you incorporate AI in your work role?
So AI is a very important tool. Each and every common individual, not only the organization, now is using the AI tools, applications, whether it is ChatGPT or some or other AI tool by Facebook, Insta, and lot of things. So I think uh, both should work hand in hand in order to ensure the correct balance. Both means the AI as well as the compliance part, GRC part. So one must understand before using any tool or application the risk associated with it, and subsequently what are the compliance aspects, and is enough transparency is there or not, or whether that visibility which is required is part of it or not. I think both should go hand in hand, and that right balance is very much required, which I think ensuring the compliance of AI and it associated applications and will definitely GRC will be a load balancer in that particular aspect.
Wow, beautiful. So, Gaurav, how important is leadership in shaping a culture of cybersecurity, especially in organizations that deal with sensitive consumer data?
I feel leadership plays a very critical role in shaping an organization cybersecurity culture. So, if uh, a leadership is aligning towards implementing the cybersecurity in the organization, they basically do a kind of very they give clear importance to this particular aspect, and very much required is they should lead by example. When senior leadership is saying something, so they should lead by example. It drives the accountability and awareness among the organization, and it is very very critical, wherein the data is very critical data is present in the system. And I think by putting this effort, senior leadership or a leadership can provide, they can imbibe that DNA of cybersecurity in the organization.
Wow. So, Gaurav, in your view, how does the DPDP Act reshape India's data privacy landscape?
So DPDP, I think, according to me, it's a very major landmark in the Indian data privacy landscape. Firstly, by implementing DPDPA, we should be shifting power to individuals when we talk about the personal data of customer, parallelly enforcing the accountability on the organization through three important major aspects. One is consent management, other one is purpose limitation, and subsequently the breach notification. I believe fostering a culture where privacy is just not just seen as a compliance requirement, but it should be a core trust building responsibility for each and every organization.
Wow. So, Gaurav, how has the leadership style evolved over the years?
Sorry, come again.
How has your leadership style evolved over the years?
Yeah. So leadership is a very very important topic when we are in armed forces, and it evolves by learning lot of things, by seeing your superiors, by seeing the subordinates, by seeing your colleagues. So I personally feel that it definitely evolved over a period of time. And there are various style to a leadership, and I must say that my style of leadership is basically a kind of democratic, wherein I try to include each and every member of the team, whether he is senior to me, junior to me, or colleague, or my colleague. And so I try to be involve each and every stakeholder while taking a decision. I think this is my leadership style, which has evolved over a period of time.
Wow. So, Gaurav, who has been a mentor or has influenced you from the world of cybersecurity, data privacy?
So nothing called mentor. So I have learned by working with lot of defense forces officers. I've learned with a lot of from my colleagues who are working in different domain. There are people who are working in armed forces. There are people who have migrated, who have basically, you know, uh, retired and now working in corporate sector. So nothing specific, but I believe in one thing, that every person has two key aspects. One is the positive and one is the negative. So I try to learn the positive aspects of a person with whom I'm working with. So I think this is the philosophy which I believe.
Wow. So, what does a typical day look like for a senior manager at GRC at Tata 1MG?
Yeah. So I start my day with the daily startup with the team. and subsequently aligning with the team and the stakeholders, and basically monitoring the audits and compliance progress, and reviewing risk and compliance gaps, and yes, the and planning strategic implementation to basically strengthen the GRC initiative across the organization, and data privacy, of course.
Wow. So, Gaurav, how do you stay ahead of the ever evolving cyber threats while maintaining regulatory compliance?
Yeah, very tricky question to sum up in words. So I think I stay ahead by combining the cybersecurity, cyber threat aligning with the regulatory requirement. So by continuously learning about the emerging threats, the with proactive assessments, and yes, embedding security by design in the projects, while parallelly ensures the alignment with the regulatory requirement by putting the right controls, right and robust controls, regulatory audits, and cross-functional collaboration. I think in this way I try to balance out both the things, while ensuring that security and compliance are not working in silos.
Wow, beautiful. So, my last question for your professional journey around Gaurav, what advice would you give to professional looking to move into GRC or data privacy roles from other disciplines?
According to me, it's a very evolving field, because technology and regulations are changing very rapidly. So, an advice to a professional who is switching from other roles to GRC is basically to get the strong understanding of risk and compliance frameworks, the privacy regulations in place, and equally give equal focus to developing a mindset of basically cross-functional collaboration, critical thinking, and problem solving. So definitely curious and being committed is, yes, foremost very important. I think this way a transition journey may be a bit easier for a person who is switching to the GRC from the other domain.
Wow, thank you for that. So, let's go to next round and understand Gaurav as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
Yeah. So my father is a farmer, and he taught me the value of hard work and resilience. My wife, who is an NLU graduate and a dedicated homemaker, providing immense support in my journey, whatever I am till now. And yes, as I covered that, I have served as a cybersecurity officer in Indian Air Force, and now continuing my mission in the corporate, or I would say in the risk and compliance domain, to safeguard the companies or individual sensitive healthcare data, and building the digital trust.
Wow. So, let's go to your college. Uh, your I am Indore Jaipur National University. What are your experiences and how did it help in shaping your career?
So I would add UPTU, Uttar Pradesh Technical University, where I've done my BTech also. So I would say UPTU and Jaipur National University basically laid a strong foundation of technical and management skills. Whatever I possess on date, definitely the knowledge of the subjects in the discipline which basically I've done my BTech and MBA. And later, while I was pursuing my MBA from the IIM Indore, uh, two three things were very important. Basically, it was a truly transformative journey, which enhanced my strategic thinking. And I must say, both the experience have shaped me into a professional who basically balance the technical expertise with strategic decision making.
Wow. So, Gaurav, from military missions to corporate dashboards, how do you like to unwind? after a high stake workday?
Yeah. So whenever I am not with the dashboards and the, you know, not with the military missions earlier, so I try to spend time with my family.
Hmm.
I try to play badminton with my son,
Hmm.
and he's learning. He's 9 years old, so I try to watch a movie at least on every weekend with him. So he generally likes the animated movies. I enjoy listening music and gardening. So
Wow.
yeah.
So, what's one tradition or ritual you and your family follow that keeps you connected?
So we have so no ritual or tradition, I must say. We as a family believe in one thing. Even a small thing is there, we celebrate on weekends at least. Even a
Hmm.
small piece of success or joy is there, we try to celebrate on every weekend. So I think that is our philosophy of being connected to our family.
That's beautiful. So, which is a book, movie that has left a lasting impact on you?
Sorry.
Which is a book or movie which has left a lasting impact?
So I'm not a book reader kind of person. I hardly, that is a very bad habit. I'm trying to improve on, work on it. But yes, there were a few good movies which motivated us in my journey. And there was a movie of Ritik Roshan when we were in college, Lakshya,
Mhm.
which we
Hmm.
used to watch every weekend. If not
Mhm.
every weekend, at least every 15 days. And it motivated us and couple of my colleagues in the college to join armed forces. So I think it impacted us a lot. And yes, I think Lakshya is that movie.
Wow, beautiful. So, if your friends had to describe you in three words, what would they say?
Disciplined, dependable, and grounded.
Wow. So, what are your plans for 2025, personally and professionally, Gaurav?
So start with the professional targets which I am targeting in the year 2025 is basically implementing the DPDPA within my organization. And personally, I would say I want to learn more about the artificial intelligence with respect and its compliance aspects. So I want to add that particular thing into my this thing feeder, I would say.
Beautiful. So, my last one is a googly one. Describe Gaurav in one line.
So Gaurav is very simple, hardworking, and grounded person who is deeply dedicated to both his family and towards his work.
Wow. So, let's go to next round and put you in the hot seat. Uh, cyber law or cyber audit?
Cyber law,
Your go to comfort food?
aloo paratha.
Your favorite military memory in one line?
Mm, when we operated basic in the northeast sector in one of the operation, it taught me a lot of learning values during the initial days.
Wow. Home cooked meal or food delivery?
Home cook,
Okay. One word that defines your leadership.
involve each and every member or person.
Wow.
Democratic, basically.
Favorite color?
Blue.
A mantra you live by?
So I keep telling to my colleagues and my friends. I see a lot of people, sometimes they're very low. they're very, there are hardships coming in their professional and personal journey. So I would tell people one thing, and I personally firmly believe in it. Whenever some tough situation comes, we see only one aspect of it. The other side of the coin is it brings a, it brings lot of opportunities. So unless until we do have rough and difficult times, I believe opportunity uh, of getting succeed and doing some wonder is very less. So I think it brings an opportunity.
Wow. Best piece of advice received.
Same advice I have received from one of my grandfathers. Basically, I received this particular advice when I was very young. I didn't understand that time, but slowly I started understanding this concept, and I implement in my life.
Beautiful. Okay. So last one. Tea or coffee to recharge?
Uh, Generally, I prefer tea, adrak tea, basically.
Wow. Okay. So when we meet, we'll have chai with you, sir.
Sure.
So you're still carrying our Air Force
Yeah,
memory.
yeah, yes. So there is a kahavat, there is a saying, once a Fauji, always a Fauji.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm very fortunate I've been done couple of episodes like with from the defense background with different children who have have become more disciplined and contributing and what do you say success in their careers. So that's very apna hats off ke bhai, but they are what do you say visit so many Indian cities and have imbibed the culture and making friends all over India. So this is what I've heard from them.
Yes. Very positive aspect of being in Forge, whether you are part of the Forge family also. So you tend to travel different places. There's an opportunity to learn their culture, learn different people from different background, and it teaches us a lot of thing and maturity in a person. I
Mm.
firmly believe.
Yeah. So you did well, and here's your book, which will be autographed and sent to you, Gaurav. So, friends, it was a lovely conversation having with a Indian Air Force cybersecurity person. So, this sort of coffee speaker brings to the table. He has been on public as well as now in the private sector. He's part of Tata Group company, senior manager GRC and data privacy, and he's open to learning new things. And he's a family person, so I shared with him different movies also. Laksh uh, talked to. Now we had a conversation about Imran Hashmi's Ground Zero. So they. So this sort of coffee speaker bring to the table professional journey, personal journey, where they have gone and what they have went through the lives and where they want to be. So subscribe. There will be around 500 coffee speakers who have shared their inspiring journeys. And if you featured like Gaurav, visit our website or LinkedIn page, the Emerging India Forum, or connect with one of our coffee speakers. They would put in a word and invite you to have conversation or cup of coffee. So, but I'm very grateful. He brought a cup and memories of Air Force. He still carries with him. So, as he said, one's a 4G, always a 4G. Yes. So we all salute and. Next month will be our Independence Month, and we'll be having special episode where I'll connect with you, sir. So
Sure.
we meet and continue the conversations. So keep subscribed. Yesterday, this Saturday, we featured uh, a fragrance expert, Candice Midday. So watch an episode. We did a special episode also. Okay, how you can select your fragrance, perfumes, and how it affects your selection is through your emotions. There are special occasions, moods, festivals, so many things. So this will be one of a memorable episode where she took us through the process of selecting your. Now it is mood-based fragrance also come in. So that will be a very interesting one. So stay tuned and thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you so much.